Hi, I'm Jen. It's summertime, it's hot, and we're all almost out of school, just one more week, and it's freedom. So in the spirit of this hot heat, I decided to create some summer daytime looks as well as some summer nighttime looks. So I hope you guys get some ideas from it. One material that I always find myself gravitating towards is mesh, and especially on those really hot summer days where you just want to go topless. Well, this kind of allows you to do that without being extremely indecent. I think that it's a really crisp and fresh look for the summertime, and because of the dots on the top, I thought I would translate them into actual dots. And I think that the light wash of the denim shorts just really complements the white top really, really well. And for lipstick, I wore none because I wanted to go really fuss-free and just natural, I guess. And for necklaces, I went with one statement necklace, and I wore 2 rings on my finger, and I just piled on some silver bracelets that I had lying around. And for shoes, I wore these cork tardies because they were on sale at Urban Outfitters and I couldn't resist. I don't think any summer would be complete without a floral dress, and the reason why I love this floral dress is because it's asymmetrical and you get to show off a bit of your shoulder, which I think is nice because it's sexy without being extremely vulgar, and I think that's a really kind of feminine part of the body. And I wore a huge hat to cover my face from the sun, and I went with these nude Gerties, and yes, they're true to size, extremely comfortable, and I love them. Stripes are such a timeless pattern, so it makes sense that they're going to be translated in the summer, right? So I love this dress because I really like the form of it, the silhouette, and the fact that it's mesh on top. And I think it's just a really cool, fresh look for the summer. And for jewelry, I went with all gold tones. And so I went with this really chunky chain bracelet on my wrist. And I went with these really dainty little X's that I thrifted at the community thrift store on Valencia in San Francisco. And I went with a really bright, bold lip and just tied all my hair up out of my face because it was so hot. And for shoes, I went with my cork tardies. I love them to death. They're so comfortable, and I think it's an interesting pattern. So now we're going to switch off into the nighttime outfits. I think that the blazer is one of the most perfect lightweight jackets, especially on those summer nights. For accessories, I only went with one pin, and that's my David Bowie pin. And he didn't mean to be upside down, but I thought the end result looked kind of cool. And for my top, I went with a lace one because I think lace acts totally like a neutral. It just offsets anything. And I went with my classic denim shorts that I hacked off. And they're one of my favorite pairs because I really like the button details. And for a hat, I went with a beret because I wanted kind of like that collegiate feel. And I went with a really nice pinky lip. And for shoes, I went with my Mary Jane pumps. If you didn't know, I really like anoraks, and I'm kind of sad that it's too hot to wear one now, so now I'm wearing an anorak vest. And what I really like about this one is the fact that there is sheer on the sides, and I thought that was something I've never seen before, and I think it's really cool. And for a top, I went with a striped turtleneck because I think it looks really flattering, and I went with my disco pants because they're just kind of like the boogie pant of the night, you know? They're just really shiny and really fun to wear. For accessories, I went with these chandelier earrings. I believe they're on sale at Urban Outfitters for $4. I'll put a link down below because I'm pretty sure they're still there. I'm wearing the same pinky lip on my lips. And for jewelry, I went with a spiked bracelet and a tripped out yin yang watch that I got as a gift. And because I have a lot of look going on, I went with just a classic suede pump. Maxi dresses are perfect for any season, especially for the summertime, because you can wear maxi dresses with a slit of the leg. And these are for the girls who kind of want to show off their legs for the nighttime and not want to be completely covered up. I went with a silver choker because sometimes when things are hanging around my neck, I just get really sweaty, so I wanted to keep it really, really simple and clean. And I went kind of all out on my bracelets as usual, and I just think that they had a nice funky feel. And because everything is kind of silver toned, I went with my raids because I love the silver band on the bottom. I think it adds a nice touch and just kind of completes the look. I went with a dark berry lip because it's the nighttime and it's fun to play around with dark colors. So I saved leopard for last because I'm not gonna lie, leopard is one of my favorite patterns of all time, and I love these shorts because of the pockets. Pockets will change your life, man. You can stuff everything in there. I love not carrying a purse and just stuffing everything in my pockets. And for my top, I went with a bustier, and honestly, if a bustier is a little bit too risque for you, just tie it in with a cardigan, because a cardigan will just kind of cover you up, and this is a great cardigan because it's sheer and it's striped. How cool is that? For jewelry, I went with a minimal look. I went with just a gold shiny choker. And what night is not complete without a bright red lip? So that's what I decided to go with. It's just this really fun red color from Revlon. And for shoes, I just went with these ankle booties because they're timeless and really easy to wear. If you have any questions for me, you can direct them to my Twitter, which is I'm Jenim. And if you're curious to see my life in pixels, then you can follow my Instagram, which is also I'm Jenim. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Hi, it's Jen. It's finally here. I'm doing a room tour video, and I'm sorry for lagging, but I knew I'd film it today because I'm leaving town in a week and a half to go back to LA, so I'm really excited about that. I knew I'd film before I packed because otherwise this place would look like a giant crap storm and I wouldn't be able to film until August. So today it is. I'm going to be taking you around the nooks and crannies of my room. So let's do it. So this is the corner of my room that you guys never get to see. Over here we have my bed. I thought this bed was perfect because it's very minimal and it's white. And I really like the sheets because I always wanted something like really floral and really cute and dainty, and I thought it would really work well with the wallpaper. The mummy's name is Z, and Z is the genderless pronoun because I couldn't decide whether Z would be a he or a she, so it became a Z. I got this bed frame and I got it at the community thrift store in Woodlands, and it was $4. My only concern was I was scared that it would have bed bugs in it, and so basically I just shook the bed frame outside of the store as hard as I could, and although it's probably not the most efficient way to get rid of bed bugs, I'm pretty sure if there were bed bugs they'd be here now, but luckily there weren't any bed bugs, so my room is bed bug free. I just attached a little dream catcher on it, even though I'm pretty sure it's broken because I still have nightmares sometimes. And I got it at my urban forestry class, and it was just on a pile of things that said free stuff, so I took it. In this corner, I have some of my artwork that I did, and it's a British man with two mouths, and he's like basically yelling at some kids off his front lawn, so he's just saying, "Sodding kids." And the next one is called Revenge, and it's basically Little Red Riding just tearing herself out of the wolf's belly, and so it's just a red hand, and it's all pissed off. I have my paper lamp from IKEA. Whoa, big surprise. Basically just put it on top of my Unif box. I have a little Hamza hand jewelry stand, and I just put 3 of my favorite earrings that I'm feeling at the moment, and I got that at the World Market, and I didn't know they sold little housing knickknacks there, but they do. Kind of arranged some black and white candles around it, and these white candles, they burn for 24 hours because they're Hanukkah candles. Over here, we have my slippers that I don't use anymore, and they're on top of these Jeffrey Campbell boxes because I think I'm kind of a hoarder, and so I can't really get rid of them. I have a cute little Yeti man, and my boyfriend got it for me because he knows how much I like beards. Okay, so this is where I do my homework, where I edit, where I study, where I read sometimes, and this is my desk. And guess what? The desk is also from IKEA. Decorated it with some photo booth pictures, my mom, my dad, my friends. I have some cards that are really cute, a notepad that Sarah gave me from my goodbye package, to-do list of random things I need to do. I have, and this is probably one of my favorite photographs. It's by Magritte, and he basically just got a bunch of his cool surrealist artist friends and made them close his eyes and they're all dreaming of a naked woman. And if you see, Dali's on here. One of my favorite things in my room is my Chopin bust, and I got it at Goodwill, and it came with my Wagner bust. He's not one of my favorite composers. I mean, I couldn't just leave these busts at Goodwill, so I got them both. It's a lantern, and I got it from a thrift store as well, and it was $3 that I thought looked cool because it matched my wallpaper. On here I have my iHome, but I don't have an iPod because I washed my iPod in the wash, so it's dead. So now it plays nothing. It's just a nice clock now, and it's on top of 1Q84 and a book that I read for my photography and history class that I just kept because the textbook people wouldn't buy it back, so now it became a prop. Up here I have a world map, and it's a scratch off map, and you get to just basically scratch off all the countries that you've been to. And as you can see, I haven't been to a lot of countries, but I know once I go to Antarctica it's gonna just kind of, you know, balance everything out, and it's gonna make it look like I went to a lot more countries and continents. So far I've been to the United States of America because I live here, and I went to Chile because my grandparents lived there for a bit. That's where my brother was born, so I went there when I was a kid. I went to Germany, I've been to Netherlands, I've been to the United Kingdom and Korea. Woot woot! Right behind me is my bookcase that I got at the Container Store, and I think everyone's seen it. It's like the leaning bookcase. So on the top shelf, I was able to bring some books back from home. These are the books that I hand-picked out to bring because I didn't want to bring all my books from home because that would have been just a lot of dead weight, you know? And I knew I wasn't going to have a lot of space. The second shelf is filled with my housemate's books that she wanted me to kind of store because she had no space, and I gladly took them because they look really nice. And plus, I need to read some of those books over the summer because I want to get more into classic literature. Over here we have all my sunglasses. I want a better way to arrange them, but this will have to do. And over here I put my favorite nail polishes on this silver container that I got at a thrift store, and I have my MAC lipsticks there. I have an oil burner, my Matchbox, and I thought it was really cute because it's really patriotic, but it's really subtle. I went to a Tibetan store and I got this really cool Om hand, and the candle broke off because I was really clumsy and I dropped it. An old whiskey container that I got at a thrift store, and some wine that I opened one day, and I thought the bottle would look nice in my room. Here I have some postcards from the Anne Frank Museum when I went in Amsterdam, I think 2 or 3 years ago. I have a skeleton keychain because it's from my Halloween costume last year because I was Kali, Goddess of Destruction. Down here, this is where I store all my makeup. I put it inside this Jeffrey Campbell box because, I don't know, the cat matched my lotion bottle, which I got at Urban Outfitters, and I thought they just really worked well together. And this kitty is filled with CeraVe, which is my favorite face lotion. I have my brushes that are just in these little containers that I got at the 99-cent store, and they're just kind of chilling. Some of them are dirty, I need to clean that. I have more containers from the 99-cent store. The first container is filled with hair bands, all my hair material, headphones. The second one is filled with just miscellaneous nail crap and chapstick and a sharpener. I really need to organize this. I just basically got a bunch of ink blots on the internet and I printed them out, and I just framed them into some frames that I got at Target. And I kind of wanted this corner to be this weird therapist corner, so that's why I have a chair here, and so people can just kind of talk about their problems and kind of psychoanalyze, and I can kind of psychoanalyze what they're thinking about, or not really. I'm probably just gonna listen. My jewelry headboard is from Sarah. She got it at Goodwill a long time ago and she didn't know what to do with it, so she left it in my room and I kind of just took it with me to Davis, and when she came by I was like, oh, this looks really familiar, and I'm like, yeah, it's yours, and she ended up being really happy that I had it. But anyway, I divided my jewelry into silvers and golds, and these are only the necklaces that I kind of reach out for. I have all my necklaces and jewelry in a box that I don't really wear all the time, but these are the ones I just gravitate towards most. I have a few exceptions, like this random tiger that Sarah got for me for Christmas. Like, she just thought it was the ugliest thing, and so she gave it to me, and I was really touched because it's so ugly that it's kind of cool. This is one of my favorite necklaces. This is from Burning Man last year. This old hippie lady gave it to me, and I just thought it was a really sentimental thing because she had so much light and love in her, and I really appreciate it. This is my nightstand, I suppose, or a coffee table. I don't know what this is called. I think it's called a nightstand. I just have my Olga here, and I like to I'm gonna start the habit of taking pictures of my friends in my room on my wallpaper and eventually developing them and then hanging them on my room as well. And I just keep all my silver jewelry in the silver tin that I thrifted, and I keep my watch there too, and it just keeps everything in place so I can just kind of grab and go. I have some more Alison Scarbola photographs here, and it's all nestled nice on top of my Vice magazine. I have a fake plant because I'm pretty sure if I had a real plant it would die because I can't be bothered to change out the soil and water it, so a fake plant it is. Down here I have this basket and this basket holder that I thrifted, and here is just a bunch of my bracelets and my umbrella and my glasses case. I'm gonna have a separate closet tour video because I don't know, I think it'd just be really overwhelming if everything was in here. It's honestly not that big, I swear, but it's quite full. So we're gonna open it. On the right side, I have all my coats, jackets. I used to have shorts here when it was the winter time, but I put my pants here now because it's really hot. I try to keep it coordinated by color. I keep my blacks together and my whites and my patterns. I try my best, but because it keeps me organized and it just makes creating outfits a lot easier when everything is just color coordinated and I can just kind of see what kind of color mood I'm feeling that day. This is where all my regular clothes are. Just long sleeves, sweaters, short sleeves, anything. And also my shorts. On top I have a bit of my boots, and the bottom, you don't even want to see the bottom of my closet. It's just crazy because it's just clothes that won't fit in my closet anymore, and I'm planning to sell or, I don't know, reevaluate, let them age a bit in a bag and then rip them open when I have nothing else to wear and see if I like them again. And so that concludes the tour of my room. I hope you enjoyed it. It's quite small, but it's jam-packed with just random things that I think really represent me. If you have any questions, you can direct them to my Twitter, which is I'mJennim. And if you want to follow my life on Instagram, my username is also I'mJennim. Well, thanks so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!